Hey guys, welcome back to Dweeb City Podcast with your host, Marmar, Sweet Sanders 17, and Chris PA 516, Chrissy Flay in the flesh. Just I'm so glad we're back, guys. It's been 2 weeks? Sorry about that. Life just gets in the way sometimes, but we're still here.
Sorry to all of our 10 listeners.
Yeah, so we're still here. Don't worry about that.
Jojo wants Uno smoke.
Okay. But today we are going to talk about our favorite animes of all time right now, currently. One Piece, woo woo! And we are going to talk about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Woo, 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 woo. I love JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and Chris loves One Piece, and we both love them together. So we're going to talk about those two topics. Those are the topics that will probably take up this whole podcast, and we're also going to talk about some things that we've been weeping about, some new animes that we've been watching over the course of these past couple of weeks.
Also, if you listen to the previous episodes, no one had to tell you my favorite anime was One Piece. It's kind of obvious.
Yes, he's been...
I think I brought it up at least 10 times an episode.
Awaiting for this podcast. He is the One Piece expert. He can talk all day about One Piece. And JoJo, I just love JoJo. I'm not really an expert on it. I just love it.
Well, I don't stand a lot of things. I'm usually very objective and try to stay out of all that stand because I think it's very toxic. But there's about 4 things that I will, no matter what, stand. And that is One Piece, Kendrick Lamar, Prince, and JoJo.
Yes. A lot of people don't like JoJo.
Because it's weird as fuck.
I just realized that because I am in an anime group on Facebook, and a lot of people don't like JoJo. I guess because of the beginning. So JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, it's really cool. The segments, the seasons that they have of it, it's very different from any other anime because it doesn't follow one main character the whole time. It kind of does, but kind of doesn't. It's really, really cool how they did it. But a lot of people were saying that the first season of it was kind of slow, and they barely got past the 3rd or 4th episode because nothing was really happening.
Which is true. Nothing really. But people always say, "Oh, just skip to the 3rd season." To me, I'm like, if you skip to the 3rd season, you just wasted a good 15 episodes of greatness. Mm-hmm. Because season 2 is my favorite season.
Most animes, you're going to have some slow moments, whether it's in the beginning, the middle, the end. It's going to be slow, but you should just stick it out, especially if you hear other people talk about how good it is. You want to see what it entails, for your own perspective.
If your favorite anime is Naruto or Bleach or Hunter x Hunter or any of that shit, I don't want to hear you say an anime's too slow. The fuck?
Oh yeah, especially Naruto. They have a lot of slow moments.
So
slow that I've been watching Naruto for a year and a half, and I'm still trying to finish it.
And she binged 500-600 episodes of One Piece in 2 months. So
exactly.
That's context. Now, One Piece is slow if you watch it weekly. I never recommend watching One Piece weekly. If I told Marseille, I always take 2 years off and binge it because I read the manga, so I never really have to. I just watch the anime just to see shit in motion.
It's funny because JoJo came out in 1987, I believe.
Yep, it's 33 years old.
And there was it was this JoJo that we're talking about as the remake of the other JoJo. So for some reason, it randomly popped off. I think it's because Netflix put it onto their network, and people started looking at it and was like, "Oh, JoJo."
It's a combination of Netflix and the fact that it's just so fucking weird that you couldn't help
but to watch.
And you know what the problem is too? I watched some other clips of the older animes. It doesn't catch the flair of JoJo at all. They made it look like a very generic, serious anime. Mm-hmm. But when you read the manga, even the random color change shit.
Oh, I love that.
They really do that in the manga. But in some of the older versions of JoJo, the animes, they didn't do any of that. It was very stern and serious. Like, I seen parts of Part 3, like the 90s version. I'm like, man, this shit is really, like, dark.
I love that. Like, in the anime, they'll have random, like, they'll be wearing certain clothes and they'll have a specific color. And then just randomly, they'll, like, especially if it's, like, during a scene where they're kind of serious or they're kind of getting into action, their colors and their hair, and even their eye color sometimes would change. And it's pretty cool. It's just, like, I could see, like, a little baby watching it because of all the colors and bright things going on.
Yeah, until you see them get a head chopped off.
Yeah, and then you're like, no, baby, don't watch.
Well, yeah, the staple of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is that it's fucking bizarre. Like, that's honestly... It's literally...
It is not for everybody, that's for sure. If you don't like weird things, then don't watch it. But if you do like weird things, this is the show for you. Like I said, it's not for the...
And even the slow episodes were fun. Because, like, the show be funny or random or just overall really weird. Like, I say the one with probably the most, like, of the seasons with the most slow moments, I guess, would be Diamond is Unbreakable. Mm-hmm. But the slow moments were just funny. Like, there's just episodes where, like, nothing's really happening, but it's just funny. Like, this episode, they just went to a restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, this is a spoiler, but honestly, it's not a huge deal in the context of the story. They went to a restaurant. They had no idea if the restaurant dude was evil or not. And the whole episode just sitting there like, should we stay here or not? And it's literally just 30 minutes, and you're just enjoying every second of it.
Yes, it was really cool. Like, they was eating food, and basically the food would make them feel better. And I thought that was a great concept. I was like, how can food... You already eat food to enjoy it, and then now you're eating it, and your health is improving by the second. Give me some of that, please. But yes, I love their quirks that they have in it. It's like My Hero Academia, but to another level. And I like the way everybody in the anime, they're like buff. Everybody, even the grandmas.
Well, not anymore.
Yeah, not anymore. But
parts 1 to 3 was literally just metrosexual, super buff.
Everybody was buff.
It was aggro as hell.
Old ladies and old men, they just had shoulders for days. I'm like, what? Yeah, everybody's like looking good in this anime.
And then part 4 and up. And then part 4 and up is mostly like slim, sexy niggas. You know?
We got Dirty Rail coming in.
Slim, sexy niggas. I heard slim, sexy niggas in our pair. You feel me?
Yo, get your little shrimp dick off my arm.
My fault, yo. It's bouncing.
Nah, that was all leg. I ain't gonna front. You got no balls, man.
Oh
I was doing this thing, you know.
We talking about JoJo.
We little flaccid dick gang.
JoJo Bizarre.
Yo, they call my rap name Little Flaccid.
My penis is 2 inches at his peak.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, it's very...
And this nigga Darrell is like 3 seasons behind on JoJo.
Yeah, I'm still on like Star Crusaders.
Yeah, you're on the second half. When they get when they see the dog.
Once you get through it, once you get through the slow parts, it's dope. Like,
Darrell doesn't binge things.
And even the slow parts I had fun with. So it just also depends on the person.
If you can get past the first 3 episodes of part 1, you're good. Mm-hmm. Even the first episode, the nigga literally need a fucking dog in the chin. Yeah, and I was just like, what the fuck?
Dio is on another type of level. Evil person. Yo. Dio is probably everybody's favorite, what is it called? Antagonist.
No, my favorite's Kira.
Of all time.
No, my favorite's Kira.
I know, but like in general, Dio, whenever you hear Dio, everybody knows, even if they haven't watched the anime,
because
like,
he's iconic. Because he's iconic.
Yeah.
He's like Freeze. He's like the Frieza of JoJo.
And he's so sassy. He's so sassy with everything that he does.
That's 90% of JoJo characters.
Yes, but he has a certain type of sass.
Like all of part 5 is literally just sassy niggas.
You're just like, I will destroy the world. I love Dio, but I also love Kira. He's my favorite.
He's my favorite JoJo villain.
Yes, and I love the voice actor. He was amazing when he voiced him. A beautiful job. I follow. Yes, for Dub. I followed him on Instagram. And hopefully I can meet him one day. That would be so cool. But
no.
Yes, that part when he was like, oh no. And it also, like with JoJo, it just like they're not afraid to be even more weird than they already are. Like some things are way more crazier than the crazy that you just saw. Like,
and he really likes to kill dogs.
Yeah, that's weird.
They actually said the reason he does it is because he loves dogs so much, so he just kills the dogs in the manga just to hurt himself. I'm like, that's odd.
And I know, like, there's a part where this I'm not gonna spoil nothing, but there's this guy and he's just chilling, and then he's like,
you already. If you've already seen the GIF if you're like on social media.
Yeah,
if you've seen a nigga licking a cherry, that's Jojo.
Yes, it's just crazy, but I like it. I like it a lot. They're not afraid to take risk and take chances, which I adore.
Yeah, it's just odd. Like, you can't say it. It's just odd as fuck. That's honestly the only thing to it.
And I would, for the people who haven't like gotten into it because of the beginning, just keep watching it and it will get better.
It's probably better than most anime you've ever seen, I'm gonna be real.
And it's very, very interesting. Like, they follow literally a whole couple of generations of this man who just started off, you know, as a simple rich guy, and his legacy just goes on and on. It's really, really cool.
Can we add like an overrated anime of the week segment too?
Sure, yeah.
I literally just want to say it right now.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, and this is overrated does not mean bad. It does not mean anything. I guess you can still love something and it still be overrated. And my overrated anime is Hunter x Hunter.
Why?
Just watching it again, and every time I see it, I'm like, a lot of shit's boring as hell. I'm gonna be real.
You said Bleach too, didn't you?
Oh, Bleach is very overrated, but that's a whole other story. But yeah, I love Hunter x Hunter, but like the Chimera Ant arc is probably one of the most overrated arcs I ever heard in my life. Like, and I've watched that shit through and through. It's great, but it's at least the greatest arc in fiction.
I really hope they do a time skip.
And my biggest thing about Hunter x Hunter being overrated too is that Gon and Killua are boring ass characters. They really are. Gon is just like a watered down like Luffy or Naruto in the sense of I want to be the greatest. No, he doesn't want to be the greatest anything. He just wants to find his dad, and then I don't know. He just has no real personality. And Killua is just like he's like a less edgy Sasuke without the substance of losing everybody. I don't know. It's in my overrated anime of the week because everyone keeps saying it's the greatest anime ever. It's not. And I love it, but it's not.
Yeah.
For context,
I like it. So far,
anytime I rewatch it, the first 20 episodes is probably the hardest watch for me in any anime. Mm-hmm. That shit is a fucking chore.
Let's see, what is the hardest watch for me?
I can't do it. Like,
probably Death Note.
The Hunter exams is so boring.
Gotten into it really. The beginning was kind of slow.
Death Note's whack.
It had a cool concept, I guess, but I don't know. I don't like all the mysterious talking a lot, thinking all into stuff. I'm like, I'm here to watch an anime. I'm not here to like list. Like, it was just weird to me.
Here's my thing why I don't like Death Note. Smart shows bore me because I don't need a show to make me feel smart. I'm already smart. So them trying to show me... Death Note's for people that want to feel like they're super intelligent because they like it. It's like, it's cool. You could like a show that's like... has a deeper meaning and shit. It's cool. I just think the shit's boring as hell.
Yeah, I feel like if they approached it another way, it probably would have been a lot
like,
better.
I don't like
even though I've
games.
only seen like two episodes of it. I'll try to maybe watch it again, but from what I see, I kind of get where it's already headed. So
yeah, I tried to watch a few episodes. I just never get into it. I'm just not into it. Like, I know people be like, you just don't understand. I do understand it. It's not a hard thing to grasp. I know you feel like you're smart. I know you do, but I don't have to. It's okay. It's cool. I just find it boring as shit. Another one is Tokyo Ghoul. Tokyo Ghoul's whack. That shit's just...
When I first watched it, it was dope, though. But the second time around, I could see how people would say it's boring.
For context, I started watching Tokyo Ghoul the same time I started watching Black Clover. And everyone hates Black Clover.
Once you watch things a second time, you can see how great or how bad it was.
That's why I realized I don't like Hunter x Hunter as much as I used to.
Yes.
Hunter x Hunter was like my favorite anime until I watched it again. I'm just like, damn, this shit is like, this is a chore, like, to watch most of it. And also, the Greed Island arc is kind of ass.
Especially when you are a more experienced watcher and you've been watching anime for a while, you start to see, like, the quality animes, and you're like, oh, this one wasn't as good as I thought it was when I last watched it. Or, oh, this one is way better than when I last watched it. Why did I not like this show? So
That was me with One Piece. I didn't care for One Piece that much until, like, probably a little bit after high school. When I was in college, I started really getting into it more. But I was reading it for a few years before then, not counting the 4Kids shit, because that's the reason why I didn't really get into it. My favorite anime for a long time was DBZ, and then it was Naruto. And then actually my third one was Hunter x Hunter, and then now it's just One Piece, and One Piece has been pretty much staying my favorite anime for the last like 6 or 7 years. Well, I said after, so 5-6 years. I'm 25 now. So
speaking of One Piece,
but yeah, Hunter x Hunter, you're still a good 8 out of 10, which is good.
That's good.
Yeah, but if you say something's not a fucking 20 out of 10, I'm like, oh, you don't understand the concept of Hunter x Hunter. I'm like, it's cool. You don't know what it has a lot of moral ambiguity. I'm like, so does One Piece. The main character is complex. I'm like, it's One Piece.
Wow.
Like, so was Naruto, nigga. Like, okay, boom. Like, that doesn't make anything worse or better.
But in conclusion to JoJo Bizarre Adventure,
it's a 10 out of fucking 10.
It's not really much to talk about because it's just good. Like, it's just good. You just gotta watch it and understand it. And
it's impossible to talk about without spoiling the whole series.
Yeah, it's just really good. That's all I can really say about it. Like, I can talk for a little while about it, but I don't want to like spoil it.
Now the next anime, which I have to try my hardest not to ruin Marseille's whole experience with, because I know way too much, is One Piece.
Yeah, made by Ichiro Oda.
Oda.
How
you had an R into his name?
I don't know. I just want to go Oda.
Or
that's what it felt like.
Or as many One Piece fans call him, Goda.
He said at the age of 4, he wanted to make a manga. He knew that he wanted to make a manga that would change the world. And that is exactly what he did. And he made it into an anime. He always wanted to dream about not having a real job, quote unquote. He wanted to be more than just, a person. And that's exactly what he did as well. His biggest influence was the creator of Dragon Ball, Akira Toriyama. And he recalls that his interest in pirates was probably sparked by the popular TV animation series called Vicky the Viking. So he was kind of into pirates already, and I guess maybe after watching the show, he was like, you know what? Let me make my own little pirate show thing. With people like this, I just wonder what goes through their minds when how they make their stories.
Oh, he's 100% crazy.
Do they walk around and be like, oh, I could put this story, or I can say that this is whose sisters, this is that sister, and then go about their day? Or do they just sit down and write their manga? Or I just wonder how they do that during their days. I've always wondered that, but he's a genius. So,
but now, before I start, I want to point out that this will be spoilers up until the time skip. So, if you have not watched One Piece up until the time skip, don't listen to the rest of this unless you don't care, because I'm about to spoil the fuck out of you. And even if I do, half the shit you won't remember anyway. So, now let's begin. Another thing about Oda, one of his first mangas was called Monsters. And Monsters was a thing about a samurai that was wandering and he killed a dragon. That's pretty much the whole premise of the fucking show. Or the manga. And that manga, Monsters, is in the same universe as One Piece. And the main character was Ryuma. Do you remember Ryuma?
I think so.
Remember the zombie that took Brooks' shadow?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was the main character for Monsters. But he's already dead in One Piece, because it was way before.
But he also made a series when kind of like One Piece when he was 19. It was called Romance Dawn.
That's One Piece.
Yeah, basically like that. And then he made it different, and then made it One Piece. And then he used the main protagonist, and changed, and then he made the name Monkey D. Luffy, and that's how he made One Piece.
Yeah, Romance Dawn, the only characters that are the same is Luffy and Garp. I think everyone else is different.
And it became the best-selling manga and the best-selling comic series of all time. Mm-hmm. And turned making Oda one of the best-selling fiction authors ever. Let me say that. Ever. But it's weird because I don't hear much about One Piece over here in America.
It's soccer. Because think of One Piece as soccer, and think of Naruto as American football. In America, you think people in America think Naruto's the biggest anime on the planet. It was never even close. In Japan, their big two is Dragon Ball Z and One Piece and Pokemon, and Sailor Moon. Those are the ones. They love those shits more than anything. But in America, just like soccer's not as popular in America, but it's the most popular sport in the world. Mm-hmm. One Piece is the most popular in America, but it's the most popular manga in the world. But I think the big thing is Asian culture. They already know. They're already used to ninjas. I think that's a big reason. They're used to ninjas. So, Naruto is extremely popular in Japan and all that shit, but the ninja culture I would assume it doesn't fascinate them as much. Like, if you had us talking about, like, gunslingers or some shit, we'd be like, okay, yeah, this is a cool show. But we're used to gunslinging. That's like our thing, our Wild West. That's our whole thing. But over here in America, we're, like, enamored by, like, ninjas and shit and all that Asian culture shit. So when we see that, we're like, oh, shit, ninjas. When we see pirates, we're just like, pirates? Alright, whatever.
Yeah, it's weird because we.
But pirates pirates not really a thing in Asia.
Yeah,
country,
especially in America. It's like, oh, pirates. Oh, we've seen it from Disney, Pirates of the Caribbean, and we've seen that used to be a big hit too. So that's probably why.
And on top of
not many people
the
saw
4Kids dub, which Funimation, not for Funimation, for the 4Kids Entertainment. Or AKA...
let me talk about that then.
The people that literally ruined dubs for like 20 years.
But yes. Starting with the dub, that's how it came over here, kind of. It did have sub too, but some people.
That came out in a time when we didn't even know sub. We didn't even know that shit
there
existed.
Was such thing as sub, especially us as kids. This is us all as kids, so of course we would want to listen to the dub.
You know how it blew my mind when I found out Naruto had a whole like 100 episodes I didn't know about already in Japan.
Yeah, and like the first episode was on October 20th, 1999. It was about 16 days worth of anime. If you watch it nonstop, like that's about 16. That's a lot of anime, like in the whole series.
And it's still not done.
You
can watch it you can watch it for 16 days straight, and you'll be like, "Oh man, I finished." You're like, "Well, we probably have another 1,000 episodes."
And it's still not done. That's like if you don't go to the bathroom, if you don't have work, like literally 15, 16 days worth of anime. And on June 8th, 2004, 4Kids acquired the license for One Piece. And in 2010, they revealed that it was acquired as a package deal with other anime. And they did not screen the series before licensing it.
That makes so much fucking sense. 'Cause I was sitting there, I was like, why did 4Kids... They did not
know that One Piece was going to be that. And they was like, oh shoot, we just paid money for this. We are in a contract with this. What are we going to do with this? And we have to literally make it for kids.
That's terrible business.
So they didn't do it on purpose. I thought they knew about it and they took it and they did, try to switch it up and make it for kids. But no,
it's impossible.
They basically just went on a whim, just bought it with another package of anime and just did whatever with it. And they was like, oh my gosh. So that was very interesting.
And there's a reason people don't fuck with One Piece, because of that fucking 4Kids shit.
All they had to do was look at the package and see.
Yeah. You'd be like, oh, that's a lot of titties. Or someone just got shot in the head in episode 3. Like this, literally.
The cigarette, though.
Episode 3. When they did Luffy's flashback, or whatever episode Luffy's flashback was. I think it was 3.
No, I bet you they didn't even look at the first episode.
Yeah, the first episode, niggas is literally getting bashed in the head with clubs and getting killed. But episode 3 is literally Luffy's flashback. Lucky Roo, the little fat dude on Shanks' crew, shot a man in the head and killed him.
They just didn't look at it. It's crazy.
Zoro uses 3 swords and slices people up. You didn't think that maybe we should have used this?
And I remember hearing about it as a kid, like how bad it was, and everybody was talking about it. Even the kids didn't like it. Like, that's crazy. It's 4 kids.
Sanji's a chain smoker. Smoker is a chain smoker. God damn. Arlong killed Nami's mother.
But yeah, they tried to appropriately dub it once. And until they could legally drop the license. So they was just doing this until they could drop it, so that way, somebody else can take it off their hands. And then the owner, the person who took everything and who bought the license for One Piece, he said the experience was not good and it ruined the company's reputation.
4 kids?
Quote. No, yeah. One Piece ruined the company's reputation.
No, the company ruined One Piece's reputation.
I was like, no, One Piece didn't ruin it. You just didn't know.
No, that's their fucking fault.
Yes.
Yo, have some common sense with your fucking business. If you get a manga or an anime, Dragon Ball Z was already out there. Yu Yu Hakusho was already... I can understand if we've never seen anime before. There's like 20 anime that already existed before this is violent.
I can't believe they're talking about this beautiful masterpiece like this. I just can't believe that it ruined their reputation.
And they're talking like they didn't ruin Shaman King or Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon.
Oh my gosh!
Like they literally bleep out episodes that they deem too inappropriate for kids. I'm like, nigga, kids will be okay. Like, dog, like they're so. I hate 4 kids. I legit hate 4 kids, and not just for One Piece.
It makes sense though, because we were talking about it. We was like, did they sign up not knowing what that entailed? And yeah, they did. They signed up without even knowing. They just got a package of anime and bought it.
I will say this: I love Nico Robin's voice actor in 4 Kids.
Oh yeah,
she had a little Southern Belle accent because she had a cowgirl outfit, and they didn't think of common sense that she might not wear this the whole series.
And we're not talking about the voice actors; we're just talking about
the Zoro voice actor was pretty good
the way
too.
they edited they changed the animation.
Oh yeah, and then Arlong's fucking thing. Out the trash or some stupid shit.
And then like how they edited the cigarette and made a lollipop.
Or how they completely took out Laboon's whole entire arc.
Oh my gosh, come on.
And if you know about later in the story with Brooke, they didn't think about that. First of all, they couldn't use Brooke. Brooke would have been a no-no. Because Brooke literally dies. He spends 50 years looking for his dead soul and he finds his skeleton. Pretty much, One Piece, the fact that they even made to Alabasta was a stretch because they really forced Alabasta to work, and it didn't work. And
but
Sanji's voice actor was horrible. Oh my God. He talks like a fucking
Barney.
He talked like a stuffy dude from Brooklyn that's Italian. And then
oh my God,
Namas was pretty cool. I actually liked Zoro's voice actor.
I have to listen to them on YouTube.
And Luffy's, you can't really go wrong with Luffy. Just have a light voice.
Yeah.
Usopp was pretty...
And a little raspy voice.
Yeah, Usopp was kind of annoying. Chopper, same thing. But the only thing I liked with Chopper is that when Chopper went to human point, he had a deeper voice, which I didn't mind. I actually liked that.
Oh, yeah, because he's a human.
Yeah, so like when he goes to human point, he sounds like this. And then when he goes back, he sounds like this. But when he's human point, he sounds all dieseled and shit. But yeah. 4 Kids suck off Mikaki.
And then hope was found because in 2007, on April 13th, Funimation licensed the series and started production on an English language release of One Piece.
It took them 13 years just to reach the time scale.
Yeah. Even though it was a little slow. They did a really, really good job dubbing it.
It was for legal.
Not
It was
gonna lie.
legal issues though, apparently. But now they got. It looks like they have the rights to more episodes. So now they drop like what the last. They dropped like 30 episodes in like 3 months.
Yeah, so now and especially Corona and everything, they've been doing their thing and
Yeah,
trying
they're
to.
dropping another batch next month.
Okay.
So I think they said they're trying to reach. Okay, they're trying to reach the Dressrosa arc before 2021, which is wild because so that means Punk Hazard. I think after another 20 episodes, Punk Hazard will be done. Because I remember Punk Hazard wasn't that long. Punk Hazard is a lead up. How do I describe Punk Hazard? Punk Hazard is like, you know that first snowball that starts an avalanche? That's Punk Hazard. Like, think of it as a startup. Dressrosa is leading up to Dressrosa, and then that leads up to something else. But Dressrosa is the real big arc of the second half of the series, and that they're gonna try to get that started before 2021. So that is rapid fire. Because
My least favorite one was the one with the guy who did the electricity.
Sky Island.
Yeah, Sky Island. That was my least favorite.
Your least favorite main arc?
Yeah.
it's mine too. Not so much. It wasn't bad. It's just I feel like they could have done so much more with it.
And almost this one too, because it's kind of boring.
Punk Hazard.
The one that we're on right now.
Yeah, Punk Hazard.
Yeah. But I'm trying to get through it because I know it'll get better. Because I'm waiting.
Oh no! I know Punk Hazard is my. I can't even say Punk Hazard is my least favorite because I know the full context of it. But yeah, I can see that. In the moment, it is kind of a snoozer. Because they don't really do much half of it. But then once it picks up, you're just like, okay, cool, we got something to do. But you know how old it is. He likes to build up shit a lot, and it's the anime's fault too because the anime draws some shit out that they shouldn't have to draw out.
But some things that I like about One Piece is the storyline is really, really good. The best storyline I've ever seen. Because they put things that are way in the beginning of the story and involve it up till now. Like, you could tell he took his time with this story, put in his work. Like, it's amazing that just the little things that, little details that he puts in. He puts it all. It's like little Easter eggs that he puts in the story, and it's kind of cool. I don't know how he did that, but I also enjoyed that. I do like the animation. I feel like it could be a bit better, but
yeah, towards like where we're at now, that's when like the Toei was like, you know what, let's like not use our budget for the animation.
Yeah,
and it gets pretty bad at some points, but.
I like the story way more than the animation per se.
Yeah.
But it's slowly. I can see it getting better throughout the. I can see throughout the years it's getting better and better, which is good.
Yeah, recently it's great. But I say the worst animation it's had is I'll say Punk Hazard and Whole Cake Island. Whole Cake Island actually wasn't horrible, but it had some parts where it was bad. But I'll say for consistently like bad animation, I would say all of Punk Hazard. I say this is the worst part.
And it like appeals to your heartstrings because like they'll have sad stories, they'll have happy stories, they'll have stories that you can relate to, stories that you can't relate to, but you can feel some way towards them. It just like it's very like it touches your heart. Some of the things that they go through, and it actually helps you throughout life. Because Luffy wants to be the greatest pirate of all time. He wants to be the pirate king, the king of all pirates. In his journey, it's very, very fun. It's kind of cool following him. It's like you're a part of the group. It's like you're following him and being a part of the team while he's going to find the One Piece. I felt like
you become attached. For context, if a Straw Hat ever died, I'm crying. I would say that straight up. I will bawl my fucking eyes out.
Yes.
If a Straw Hat dies, and I will say, if a Straw Hat dies, don't expect me to have a podcast about this later on. I will be mourning. I will be literally mourning.
They even put, LGBTQ in it.
And they don't force it. It's just a part of the show.
Yeah, it's just
so
a part
weird.
of the show. It's so not simple, but it's so like natural.
They have a character with a little tranny fruit. He just transforms between man and woman, can turn you to a man and woman.
My favorite is what is his name?
Mr. Two?
He's big, but he's a drag queen, I think.
You talking about Ivankov?
Yes, Ivankov. He's my
that's the one. That's the one with
fave.
that's the one with the trend fruit.
Oh, okay.
I shouldn't say trend fruit, but
because he transforms people. It's cool. But yes, and then there's so many characters you forget. That some of the characters you even existed until something reminds you later on, and then they'll do like a little flashback. You're like, oh yeah, I remember them, and I love them.
Shout out to Vivi.
It's so cool.
Well, you never forget Vivi. Vivi's the goat.
Yeah, she is. I like Vivi too.
Let me take the lead because you're a One Piece rookie. Now let me talk.
Yeah, you've been talking for a while though.
But I haven't get a full thought out. I want to say
get a thought
One
out
Piece has probably the best world building I have ever seen in a fucking show. Not even close. In any type of fucking fiction. The building is so good, you'll see a fucking sponge that's sitting on a fucking table, and you'll be like, what is that sponge? And it has a whole fucking lore and backstory about the shit, and it ties in to the fucking founder of the One Piece or some shit. That's the type of show One Piece is. They have fucking shit that you don't even know you're gonna know that you need to know. Until like 500 episodes later. When you see Laboon, you just think, oh, it's a cute little whale. You know his crew's dead. You know fucking crew's dead. You don't think nothing about Laboon no more. You think, oh damn, he doesn't know the crew's dead. And then Luffy's like, when I become Pirate King, we'll have a proper fight. He's like, oh, I'm happy. It was like, oh, so Luffy's gonna come back and fight Laboon and make him feel happy.
Laboon is the cutest thing of all time.
And then you're sitting there, back of your mind, not thinking about it at all. 400 fucking episodes later, they find a dead nigga that's a zombie and a skeleton, and he's like, I used to be on this crew that traveled the world, and I have a promise I want to keep for a friend. I was like, who's this friend? He was like, his name is Laboon. And you're sitting there like, you like, the whale, nigga? And you're like, nigga, the whale? 400 episodes later, we're talking about the fucking whale that no one's ever mentioned again for the last 300 episodes. And on top of that, the guy that watches him was fucking Gold Roger's medic on his crew. A Gold Roger crew member. That old ass dude with a harpoon probably could have beat Luffy's whole crew by himself at that point. Fucking Jinbei. You know when they mention Jinbei? In Arlong Park. You know when Arlong Park is? Like episode 25. Do you know when Jinbei is? Do you know when you see Jinbei? Episode 400.
They got mermaids.
And he becomes part of fucking Straw Hat Crew.
Mystical creatures. Anything like your imagination, that's where it goes in this story. Anything goes.
And there is shit that Marseille don't even know that she's supposed to know. That she will find out that she needed to know later on in the series. And I can't tell her. But if you are a fan and you have watched up until the point in Wano, if you know, you motherfucking know. You know about Shimosuke Village. You know about Sanji. You know about Nami. You know about all that shit. You know everything. You know where Sanji got his little devil fruit book? Remember when Sanji said he wanted the clear fruit?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, so he could be invisible and peep at women for the rest of his life. That was so funny.
They'll use something small and minuscule like that, and it'll just have you sit there like, what the fuck?
He's the world's best simp.
Yes, he is.
Like, he'll do anything for a woman, like anything. He was like, let me see your panties.
That's Brooke.
Yeah, but he'll do that too. Like he'll be like, let me see your panties. Brooke and him, they're best friends over that stuff. Like, I love Brooke when he does that. He'll be like, let me see your panties, please.
And then it's just
and I like that they have race in it too, because Luffy's Hispanic. Brooke is black.
No, Brooke is Ukrainian, but he should be black.
I thought he was black.
Because he has a whole afro.
Yeah, he has an afro, so he's black to me.
Yeah, he's black to me.
Anybody with the afro, you got black, or you got some type of black in you.
Oh, he's Austrian.
No question.
I'm Austrian, so that don't matter. Usopp's black, obviously. Frankie's American, I could have called that.
I like how they make it really
Sanji's
diverse.
French. Zoro's Japanese. Zoro's Asian, so yeah.
It makes you forget that it's an anime, honestly, or it's just a cartoon.
Yeah, and they touch on a shitload of like.
It will make
topics.
you cry in a good way.
They touch on racism. They touch on slavery, which is surprising. They touch on what's that shit called? They allude to pedophilia. They touch on
basically
sexual
everything.
orientations. They touch on discrimination. They touch on what's that shit when you sell people? Oh, yeah, that's slavery. They touch on
trafficking.
They touch on human trafficking. They touch on kidnapping. They touch on capitalism. They touch on the powers that be running the world. They touch on
Kings
a
and queens,
lopsided
presidency. So they basically
oppression.
touch on everything.
All in one nicely wrapped package that you don't even realize you're learning from. And like I said before, if you're watching One Piece, think everything you hear, no matter how small it is, keep it in mind because it's probably going to add up to something later on.
And just simply watch it and not think too much into it either. And just enjoy the show.
Yeah, and then when they have a flashback, you'll be like, ugh!
Yeah, and then if they have something, you'll just be like, damn.
Because once you start going down that rabbit hole, you'll be like me, and you'll watch One Piece videos all day because you're so stuck in the rabbit hole that you're just obsessed. It's like a science. Like, I'm legit bothered every day about certain shit. You know what bothers me the most, Marseille? Do you want to know what bothers me the most? Remember the ancient weapons?
Oh, yeah.
Remember how, like, Shirahoshi's one of them? Mm-hmm. You realize the other ancient weapons just sit in alabaster, right?
Oh, yeah, they have, like, these hidden weapons, and they say it throughout the series, too.
But
That's very interesting.
Think about it, Marmar. Mm-hmm. The ancient weapon, Nico Robin knows where the fuck it is.
Oh, yeah,
Pluton. She knows where it is. It's somewhere in Alabasta, and we're nowhere near Alabasta, which means we have to go back to Alabasta one day.
Oh.
And that's the problem. They just brush, because that's what Crocodile was looking for.
Maybe the ancient weapons connect to the One Piece.
They absolutely do.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But Crocodile was looking for Pluton. Robin knows exactly where Pluton is.
They're saying those ancient weapons for a reason. They're talking about them for a reason, so...
And then Frankie had the schematics to make Pluton, and he burned those. But something tells me he knows how to still do it. There's a lot of shit.
Yeah, he probably listened to it or memorized it.
And there's a bunch of other shit, like who the fuck's Zoro's parents? Where the fuck did Sanji come from? All this other shit. And these are questions I want people that have not watched One Piece or that have not caught up to think about. Because there is so much. There's so fucking much. Like, God damn it. It's a lot. I can't even talk about half the shit because if I start, I'm going to start spoiling Marseille.
Okay, then that's pretty much for One Piece.
Wait, I can think of something else.
Huh?
I'm going crazy with One Piece right now.
Well, while you're thinking of that, I am going to talk about some new anime that we have just started watching. One of them is The Great Pretender.
I love that anime.
Yeah, it's a really, really good new anime. We found it on Netflix, I think. Netflix?
Yeah, it was Netflix.
Yeah, and then I think it's really new. I think it just came out. And we came into it like just as soon as the series ended, I think, for the first episode. I mean, not first episode, the first season. And I can say, like, the dub is amazing. Yeah, the dub is really good. And it's weird because when you first watch it, you're thinking it's in sub because they're speaking in Japanese. But the more you get into the show, they're translating it to English. It's kind of weird, but you'll see what I mean when you guys start watching it.
Like they all speak English, but they all have accents. But just for the sake of for people to understand and for voice actors to not have to struggle, they just struggle with making the accents because I think the main character's Japanese, one's from France, so none of these people have they're not from America. But a lot of it takes place all over the world, but for, the sake of simplicity, they just, completely nullify the accents. Kind of like Jojo. Like, if you watch Jojo in any language, even if it's English or Japanese, sub or dub, they established that they're speaking different languages, but to them, you either hear in Japanese or you hear in English.
Or they'll have subtitles underneath, too.
Yeah. Part 4, Diamonds Unbreakable. If you're watching it in English dub, they'll be like, oh, your Japanese is really good. Well, not Part 4, Part 3, because Jotaro's mom's American. So they'll do shit
they'll
like that.
They'll allude that they're speaking another language in the show.
And Great Pretender does that, too. Because people are like, man, yeah, your English accent's really weird. And then People are like, shut up, but you don't hear the accent. But you'll hear like the first episode, and after that, they don't show it anymore.
Yeah, that's cool. I like how they do that.
But yeah, it's a great anime, and it's not like all actiony and fighting and shit.
Yeah, it's actually like one of those animes where it's like the volleyball thing. You're following people. Yeah, you're following the person's life, and basically they are the great. What is it called? Where they're like pickpocketers. They're
grifters.
They're thieves. They're like, but they're kind of like Robin Hood in a way.
Have you ever watched the show Leverage? Have you ever heard of that show? It's a show that used to be on TBS or TNT called Leverage. It's literally Leverage, but anime. That's the best way to put it. It's Leverage, but anime form, and it can do a lot more because it's an anime.
But yeah, like it's basically following them, and there's some nice and twists and turns in it. It was very surprisingly good.
Yeah, and another one for me was BNA, Brand New Animal. Same person that. Sorry, I'm stretching. Same person that that made Kill la Kill. Either the same person or the same animators that made Kill la Kill. Great anime.
I love the animation. Like, it's so cool. Kind of reminds me of Jojo's animation, but yeah, it's kind of like Beastars too. Like,
but action. And the whole world isn't beastly. It's more like there's beastmen and there's humans, and
it kind of reminds me of Attack on Titan too, because they're all beastmen in this small little section. Even though there's some that are outside, like just chilling, but they're all beastmen inside of this little circle in this little city. They're just living all their lives. And then on the outside of the circle, there's regular humans, and the beastmen are technically like the black people of this show. Like, nobody really likes them. It's kind of weird to encounter them, and it's like a sight to see if you see one, and they want to sell them, and you make fun of them, other stuff like that. But and it just shows their struggle and their happiness at the same time, and I really enjoyed that one. It was good.
Yeah, if you're a minority or live in a place where you are a minority, it's pretty much that. Like, except the main character, she's a human that got turned to a beastman. So
yeah, so she kind of like could see from both sides, from both perspectives of this world, like how everything came to be. And it's a good show for somebody who wants to understand both sides of a story. I like that.
You know what's another great show for that? One Piece. Oh, that's what I was gonna say about One Piece. There's no heroes or villains. Well, there's heroes and villains, but it's not like there's no clear cut good guy. It's just like people that do good things, people that do bad things. There's no like the people that are technically the good guys, which are like the Marines and shit. There's a lot of evil fucking Marines that do really fucked up shit, and there's a lot of good Marines that do great shit. And they actually come at odds with each other. And both of them are considered antagonists. And then you have the pirates. There's a lot of fucked up pirates. But then you have a lot of good pirates, like Luffy in them. And Luffy's not like a hero. He doesn't want to be a hero. It's just that if you do something that he deems wrong, he'll fuck you up. So if he sees you robbing an old lady, he'll beat your ass. And if he sees a cop beating the shit out of somebody, he'll beat their ass. What he did was just illegal, but he doesn't give a fuck. Like if the government was saving the country, he'd be like, cool. When the government decided they wanted to take over a country, like that he cares about, he's like, all right, I'm gonna fucking beat the shit out of the government people. Then I think it just froze. Oh, that was back. And so there's a lot of moral ambiguity. Or like another character, Blackbeard. Blackbeard, I don't know if he's evil. He's a conniving piece of shit. Actually, I consider him a bad guy. He's a bad guy. Then you have someone like Akainu, who
I love Whitebeard too.
Who's a Marine who wants to have law and order, but he's a total piece of shit. Then you have someone like I almost spoiled you. Then you have someone like Aokiji, who was also a Marine who wants law and order, but he's more on the good side on that part. But then you have pirates like Luffy, who's good and lawful in terms of like they do what's right and want to help people and shit. And then you have pirates like Crocodile, who there's nothing redeeming about that nigga. He's just an asshole, through and through. And that's another part I like too. They don't just have redeemable villains. I always hate when the anime, and a lot of anime do this, and I actually blame Naruto for this shit, because Naruto started it, where they have, like, every villain has to have this sad thing. It's like, you know...
A backstory?
Yeah, my parents left me, and, you know, this girl that I loved didn't love me back, so now I'm trying to destroy the world. And everyone's like, oh my god, that's why he's not a bad guy after all. I was like, no, he's got mad because his parents left him, and his girl didn't like him, so he's just trying to destroy the whole world.
And you think it would get all the backstories, but it doesn't. Like, because everybody has their own little story. Most of them are sad. Some of them are better than others.
No,
but...
I wasn't talking about the sad backstories.
I know. I'm just saying, like, their backstories. Like, you think if everybody has a sad backstory in One Piece, it would be played out, but it actually wasn't.
And everybody doesn't, which is also good. Some people, a lot of people just don't have sad backstories. But like I was saying, like with the whole redeemable shit, you know how like Naruto tries to make every fucking villain seem like they're a good person in the end, which I hate. One Piece doesn't do that. Some niggas are just assholes. Like, there's certain ones, like Arlong, you can see why Arlong's a fucking asshole. Because of the shit he went through. But then you have someone like Crocodile, which, for as far as we know, he's just an asshole. There's nothing good about him. But then you have someone like, or Enel. Enel's a complete, or Eneru, they say Eneru in English. But yeah, he's a complete piece of shit.
And the guy with the claw that does like this.
Yeah, and Kuro, asshole.
Yeah, I still like most dislike villain. To me.
Yeah, I hate Kuro. I hate, but in a good way.
He's just evil.
He's a good hate.
Just straight evil. Just does things for no reason. Like, kill for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, no.
But then you have someone like White or Blackbeard, who is pretty much not a good guy. Because he wants chaos and all that type of shit. But he's still, like, a caring dude, which is weird. Like, when he first met Luffy, he was like, don't give up on your dream and shit. Like, he didn't have to say that shit, but he really felt the same way. Or like people that he cares about, he truly cares about them. So it's there's a lot of moral greatness in there. And that's what I like. And then on the villains, some villains are just villains. And then some villains that Luffy has to fight aren't villains. Some of them are just adversaries. Like, there's one villain that he's not even so much a bad guy. It's just that, yo, I'm on this side, you're on this side, we have to fight. And then at the end, it's just like, damn. We didn't really have to fight. It's shit like that. But then for the most part, like Caesar. Ain't nothing nice about Caesar. Caesar's just a fucking asshole. Or Hody. Hody's just a fucking asshole. There's nothing redeeming about them. And I like that. Let villains be villains. That's why I like Dragon Ball Z a lot. That's why I like Dragon Ball Z a lot. You can say what the fuck you want. Ain't nothing nice about Frieza. Even when they bring him back. He's still Frieza. You still hate the nigga. And that's where Naruto ruins a lot of villains for me. Nigga, let some of these dudes just be bad. It's cool the first few times until you realize they do it to every villain.
Yeah, then I'm like, come on. Some villains are just bad.
Yeah, like Zabuza. Zabuza was an asshole to the end. But damn it, you made me love him in the end. Or like Gaara. Complete piece of shit. But then, you know, after getting headbutted and having a 12-year-old tell him, hey, you could be good too, and now he's all of a sudden good, which... As much as I love Gaara, that was complete bullshit. And then after that, that's when we're just getting into really bad territory. Like, okay, they do have some villains like Kakuzu and Hiden. They're like one of the few villains in Naruto that actually stay evil to the very end, and I love it. Or maybe I don't know if Sasori stayed evil. What happened with Sasori? Or Deidara's another one. Deidara's just an asshole. But then, like, all the main villains, like Pain or any of the other shit, like, don't try to fucking pull at my heartstrings with a nigga that's, like, destroying the world. There's nothing you can say to justify it. I don't give a fuck. Like, it's just, the nigga's an asshole. And they make him seem like more of a bitch. It's like, yo, if you were saying, yo, I want to create a world for my own liking because I want blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, boom. But if you show, like, yo, I used to like this girl, she ain't like me back. Yo, I sacrificed myself and they don't remember me, then I watched her die. Now I just want to destroy everything. I'm not even joking. There's literally a villain in Naruto like that.
Wow.
Like, it's bad. And I won't say the name because, spoilers, if you actually ever reach that point. But everyone that listens to this knows exactly what I'm talking about. And he's very equally hated by multiple people. Because they ruined his fucking character by making him such a bitch. If he was just a dickhead, cool. But stop making everything so bitchy. It's like, damn, can a nigga just be evil? Can we just have an asshole as a villain? Bring back asshole villains 2020. Because, like Jojo, Dio ain't nice. He's a dick. Kira's not nice. He's just a fucking dick. The name villain in Golden Wind ain't nice. He's just a fucking dick. It's okay. Let them be complete pieces of shit. Not every villain has to be. My wife left me when I got fired from my job, and I didn't know what else to do with myself. So I decided to kill legions of people because my wife left me. And you're just like, wow, you're a fucking bitch. Why didn't you just find a new girlfriend or maybe kill your ex? If you want to go down that dark ass route, like kill the wife. Okay, boom, bam, go to jail. Boom. Why take over the world? Why does that make you want to take over the world? Or like the whole, I had no parents, nigga. It's anime. No one has parents, nigga. God, I hate when Naruto does that shit. All right, we can. All right. So, what else we talking about?
Okay, and that was pretty much it. If you guys liked our podcast and you want to see more, do more, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to us. It means a lot and it will help us keep going. And follow us on Instagram and Sweet Standard 17 SWEET
and Mazes wherever the hoes are.
DERS and Chris and Chris PA 516.
No, I want you to search for
it. You already put it out there, so
look for a big booty bitch and go in the follows us and type in Chris. You'll find me.
And yeah, that's all that we got for today. It was kind of short. I thought we were gonna talk about a little bit more, but hey, don't want to spoil anything for you guys. We want you to actually go and watch it yourself. Have your own opinion about it, and let us know if we actually influence you to watch these shows that influenced us in our lives. We really
make sure you watch One Piece first.
Yeah, One Piece, Jojo. Okay.
And also those memes where they say One Piece gets really good after the first 300. It doesn't get. It gets good in like the first 5. I know that's like a running joke that people always say. One Piece is good from the jump.
Yeah.
Honestly, it is.
And like we always say, it has all shows have their slow moments, and you shouldn't judge them on their slow moments, but on the good moments. It should even itself out. Actually, not even itself out. The good moments should be over the slow moments. That's how it should be in all shows, period.
Yeah.
Like even if shows aren't anime.
One Piece, I will say this: if you want to binge something out of boredom, One Piece is the best anime for that, because even
especially during Corona.
Yeah,
y'all, One Piece. Even though I watched it before Corona. But One Piece is the perfect thing to watch, especially when people say, "Oh, I don't have time to watch it; it's too much." Now you have time, and watch it before you go to work. Watch it after you go to work. Watch it during work if you work at home or something. And just get into it because I don't know, it's really life changing.
And my advice too, if you ever catch up to One Piece, and this is my advice from to the end of time, do not watch it weekly. If you catch up, like the newest episode is 941. If you're on episode 941, you reach 941, don't watch again until it's at like 965. I'm telling you, it's the best thing. Because One Piece, when you're watching it episode by episode, it is the most slow-paced shit you will ever watch in your life. And you will be bored. And you will be pissed because you're like, damn, I just want to get to the good shit.
Maybe that's what some people do. You never know. Maybe that's what do week by week so they can make it last longer. Maybe.
Yeah, I've done both.
I try to do that, but I'm just like, I just want to see what happens on the next episode.
Yeah, you can do
That's
that.
That's what JoJo is like, because JoJo will have you at the edge of your seat. Like, what? Especially at the end of most of the episodes. It's just like, what just happened? I need to know what just happened. And then sometimes they'll have like a good point a good ending where you can just chill for a moment, get your life together, and then go back to watching it maybe a day or two later when you're still thinking about what just happened. Like, I just love animes like that, but not animes that are too much. Well, even JoJo's too much like it, but too much, if that makes any sense. I don't know. It just depends. Like, but this is the only anime where it's like crazy like that. The other one would probably be ReZero, but I don't know. ReZero's traumatizing to me.
ReZero gives me anxiety.
Yeah,
but in a good way.
But that's the only one I can think that would kind of compare to the craziness is like ReZero. They're actually coming out with a new season. I'm kind of excited about it, kind of want to watch it, kind of scared too, because I still don't know what's going on in the series. I may have to rewatch it again before I watch the new one, so I can.
Me too.
So I can see what's really going on. I still don't know what's going on, and I watched the whole season through and through. But
I think he's also too focused on not being traumatized.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, like, and also. On an off-anime note, I just have to say, Lovecraft Country is one of the best, scariest, not scary series ever. I just got like the membership on HBO. Oh my gosh, like this show is amazing. You guys should definitely watch it. It's on HBO. Do the free trial if you have to. It's a very woke series. I love it. So just finished the last episode.
Don't say it's woke. Don't say it's woke. If you say it's woke, it'll make people not want to watch it.
No, it's not. It's not woke.
It's based in it's based in the 50s.
But yeah, and it has magic and stuff in it, which is cool. Like stuff is usually modern when it has magic, but this is back in the day with magic. It's really
no. It's
cool.
Either in the Middle Ages or it's like in 2020. This is like in the 1950s where like you can't like sit in the front of the bus if you're black.
Yeah, that back in the day.
Like you can like say abracadabra and shoot somebody in the fucking head with a lightning bolt. So that's pretty cool.
It's
and
crazy.
Also, if you are any bit of homophobic, don't watch it.
Yeah.
It gets gay.
The last episode 5.
Niggas was fucking.
If y'all know, I know. Last episode 5 was wild.
That dude got his shit pushed.
If y'all know what I'm talking about, girls rock. Yes, I just love the whole energy of that last episode. All right, guys, that's it from this episode, and we'll see you next time. Peace.